All right. Thank you all for coming. I'd like to call the March 5th, 2018 meeting of the Limestone County Commission to order. First order of business is absolute privilege. Sick call. There's nobody in Limestone County, is it, Mr. Cooper, that don't know about sick call. And this is an opportunity that Mr. Hudson has come. Mr. Hudson, can I get you to join me at the microphone, please?
I love to talk.
We're going to give you an opportunity.
As my son said, Dad, I love to talk. How you doing, Mark?
Doing great. Whereas Sick Call was first aired on WJMW by Buford Romine and J.C. Dobbs on February 15th, 1953, and later moved to WKAC. And whereas in 1973, that's a pretty good while ago, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Jay Hudson became host, and in 2000, Corey Hudson became co-host, and both continued the tradition of Sick Call by informing the people of Limestone County about deaths, funerals, birthdays, anniversaries, and special events in the Limestone County area. And whereas Sick Call is celebrating 65 years of being on the air, and the Limestone County Commission deems it an honor to recognize Jay Hudson and Corey Hudson for their service to the people of Limestone County. Now, therefore, I, Mark Yarber, Chairman of the Limestone County Commission, do duly note that Sick Call is a program to be commended for its outstanding service to the citizens of this county, and direct that Jay Hudson and Corey Hudson receive a copy of this certificate so they may be reminded of our praise and admiration. Mr. Hudson, thank you.
Thank
you
y'all.
for all you and Corey do. I've got a copy of this. Michelle does for you and one for Corey.
Corey's going under the knife tomorrow, so he's out today, and he said to tell everybody he appreciated it, and he loves it, but I get to do it more. He'll say, Dad, I'll do it, and I say, no, it's all right, I'll take care of it. I have a lot of people that when they come on as sponsor, I say, well, you want us to cut an ad? He'd say, no, just do it the way you do it. In fact, y'all know Paul Irons, that, retired firefighter. One of the funniest things, Paul told Betty one day before Betty passed away, he said, we have got to go to co-op. She said, why? He said, did you not hear him give the ad this morning? I've got to go out there and buy something. So anyway, it's been a privilege, and thank everyone here. And hopefully, I may not make it another 65. Jamie was saying he'd been here, if he lasts another 50, y'all give him a certificate for 65 years. But thank everybody very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mark.
All right, Pamela, we have other public comment?
Yes, sir. Mr. Richard Durham.
Hey, Mr. Durham, how are you? You could just step out of the way, everybody gets to see you on live streaming and make you more famous than you already are.
I appreciate the opportunity to come and to address the commission, and for all of you who are attending. My comment is in regard to the potential polling closure of the Lester polling place. And I reference an article that was recently in the Athens Limestone magazine, in which it was expressed, any voter who's ever cast a ballot in a Limestone County election is likely only concerned with convenience, and rightfully so. With that statement, I heartily agree. It is a conviction of the voters of Lester, if there are deficiencies in the polling place, then identify those deficiencies and allow the town the ability, or allow the town to remedy those deficiencies and correct whatever might be in error. If the proposed closure does occur, it will most certainly be an impediment to many of the voters, and I fear some will simply not vote. Voting is a privilege and a right. Every citizen should be encouraged to participate with as few barriers as possible. I have a difficulty in seeing the rationale behind this closure and feel that there are other options that are available and prudent. There may be other objections as well. I know that one of the questions was regarding moisture. My wife is a poll worker there, and she says moisture is just a minor problem, that there is a dehumidifier there that could be used if moisture is a problem. It is ADA compliant. Judge Davis, when he was in office, insisted, and we complied with that. If there are other issues, that I believe that the town of Leicester would certainly be open to rectifying that situation. So I humbly ask that you consider those issues and these issues as you make determination about closing the polling place at Leicester. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Pamela, is there any other?
No, sir.
At this time, would you please call the roll?
Commissioner Hill.
Here.
Commissioner Turner.
Here.
Commissioner Black.
Here.
Commissioner Harrison.
Here.
All present. Commissioner Black, would you lead us in our pledge?
I will.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, sir. The first item on our agenda, I'll ask for a motion to approve minutes from February 20th and 28th, 2018. Do I hear such motion?
So moved. Second.
I have a motion by Mr. Turner. I have a second by Mr. Hill. Any discussion? If there's no discussion, I will call for the vote.
Commissioner Turner.
Aye.
Commissioner Hill.
Aye.
Commissioner Black.
Aye.
Commissioner Harrison.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Our next item, I'll ask for a motion to approve claims in the amount of $1,293,549.33. Do I hear such motion?
I'll make the motion.
I have a motion by Mr. Black. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Turner. Any discussion? If there's no discussion, I will call for the vote.
Commissioner Black.
Aye.
Commissioner Turner.
Aye.
Commissioner Hill.
Aye.
Commissioner Harrison.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. There are no resolutions and orders, no contracts, agreements, or grants, no budget revisions, or no emergency purchases to come before the commission. We'll move on to our next item is board appointments. I'll ask for a motion to accept the resignation of James Plack and appoint Doug Ezell to the E911 Board of Commissioners for the remainder of the term that expires August 19th, 2018. Do I hear such a motion?
I make the motion.
I have a motion by Mr. Turner. Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
Second by Mr. Harrison. Any discussion?
I'd just like to say thanks to Doug for offering to serve on this board.
I'd like to echo that. If there's no further discussion, I will call for the vote.
Commissioner Turner.
Aye.
Commissioner Harrison.
Aye.
Commissioner Hill.
Aye.
Commissioner Black.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimous. Tag Doug, you're it. Thank you, Doug. Sure enough, it's stepping up. There are no bids to be awarded. Under personnel actions, I'll ask for a motion to hire Sine Townsend as a correction officer pending drug screening. Do I hear such motion?
I'll make the motion.
I have a motion by Mr. Black. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Harrison. Any discussion? If there's no discussion, I will call for the vote.
Commissioner Black.
Aye.
Commissioner Harrison.
Aye.
Commissioner Hill.
Aye.
Commissioner Turner.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. At this time, we'll turn it over to our esteemed engineer for his report, Mr. Moss.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just have one thing for you guys this morning. 35 mile per hour speed limit on Slate Road from Cary Road to Sandlin Road in District 1.
I'll ask for a motion to approve the 35-mile-an-hour speed limit on Slate Road as presented by our engineer. Do I hear such a motion?
So moved.
I have a motion by Mr. Hill. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Turner. Any discussion? If there's no discussion, I will call for the vote.
Commissioner Hill.
Aye.
Commissioner Turner.
Aye.
Commissioner Black.
Aye.
Commissioner Harrison.
Motion carries unanimously. Is there any other business, Mr. Moss, for the engineering department?
No, sir, not business. We, in case you weren't aware, we had a little water issue down in the office, and we are going to be temporarily located. Some of us will be here. Some of us will be in Michelle's office. But anyway, you should be able to contact us if you need to by cell phone and such.
During the recent flooding, we had a drain stop up at the commission office and end up with about 2.5 inches of water in the basement part of the commission office where the engineering is located. So we will have to just make the best of it till we can. All right. Other business. Ask for a motion to approve to close the Beat 6 polling location at Lester Town Hall and merge with the Beat 6 polling location at Good Springs Community Center and West Limestone Volunteer Fire Department effective for the November 6, 2018 general election. Do I hear such a motion?
I'll make the motion.
I have a motion by Mr. Black. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Turner. Discussion.
Yes, I appreciate Mr. Durham coming and speaking. I met out there with the residents of Lester over the weekend, and the overwhelming majority, I didn't incur anyone that wanted to move the voting location. He is correct in that the moisture is a minor issue. I think they had some problem with some tape sticking to the wall one time, and that was the only issue, but there is a dehumidifier up there. He is correct in terms of the elderly. There's some of the elderly that will not go vote at Good Springs and Salem. So, and I hate to penalize them because they have the highest voter turnout of any precinct in Limestone County. And there's not a compelling issue to move the voting place. So I would concur with Mr. Durham that, and it's my recommendation that we do not move that voting place.
Any further discussion? Not, I'll call for the vote.
Commissioner Black,
No.
Commissioner Turner,
No.
Commissioner Hill,
No.
Commissioner Harrison.
No.
No. Motion fails unanimously. There are no scheduled public hearings to come before the commission. This time we'll move to our report of the officers. Commissioner Hill.
It's good to see everybody this morning. I'm glad you're here. You was interested enough to come. We still patching. It sounds like a broke record, but after extreme weather we've had and rain, our roads is an issue. Ditches and pipes are issues. We just encourage you to call. Let us know if you see something that we've missed. Please call the shed, call cell phone or foreman. Also, litter's a big issue, and I guess all over the county. I know in District 1, the water's been bringing it to the ditch, and litter's terrible. So, again, I sound like a broke record on litter, but please just, I tell the guys, somebody with me gonna throw it, I throw it on the floorboard. I cleaned that when we stop somewhere, you know. It's just a habit that people's got throwing it out, and somebody has to pick it up, and taxpayers have to pay for it. So, litter, and we started spraying roadsides. If you don't want your property sprayed, please put signs up. Let us know. But the sure way is to put signs up. So that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Commissioner Turner.
Yeah, again, on the appointment to the E911 board, I had a little bit of interest from a couple of people. I felt like Doug was the best choice for it right now. So I thank him for taking it on. It's not a paying job, so you're not going to get rich off of it, but but we appreciate it. Like Stanley said, all this rain, a lot of the culverts and the bridges has got debris washed up against them. We're still working on cleaning that up. So, you know, it was raining out earlier today, it's supposed to rain again tomorrow. We'll continue to work on that until we can make sure we don't, best we can, that we don't have any flooding issues.
Thank you, sir. Commissioner Black.
Sounds like a broke record. We've been picking up lots of litter. We've also picked up about 6 couches and chairs. That doesn't wash up. That's some worthless individual setting it out on the side of the road. I mean, get rid of it yourself. Potholes, we've got potholes that since last Monday, I know one that's on Shaw Road, we've patched 5 times. I mean, all you can really do is just continue to patch it. Lots of traffic. They got an outage at Browns Ferry. It's nonstop traffic coming through there. We patched it Saturday morning and then patched it again yesterday afternoon. So it's just never-ending potholes when you have this much rain and have the winter that we had where we had some frozen roads and now it's breaking all to pieces. Doug, congratulations, I believe. Good luck with Brandon. Don't know how that'll work out, but I think you can take him. So that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner
echo.
Harrison.
Thank you, Doug, for taking that position. We had a number, it's fourth echo in the room, on the pothole issue. We had a call in for a bent rim and a blown tire out on Easter Ferry, and we fixed that pothole 2 weeks ago. A lot of times that you don't have hot mix, they're not running the hot mix plant, and that cold mix that we put in there, if it's moist and you get a lot of rain and it doesn't adhere, it'll just flush out of the pothole. So just have patience. We're out there fixing them. They have to dry out. We can't lay it down in a puddle of water. So just be patient on the potholes. We'll eventually get to them. We had some number of road closures over the weekend or from last week's rain, and they've all been opened up except for Patterson Hill. Patterson Hill, we've had a number of problems over the decades with that hill sliding off, and we're looking at different alternatives, and it did it this time. I think it slid off. I think when Wendell Powers was in here, it slid off about 4 feet, so there's a 4 feet drop. This time it's only like 4 inches, but we're looking at different options, maybe with some disaster aid. And if we don't get that, we can go in and take some large boulders and put at the base of that hill that hopefully will stabilize that hill, and we can divert the water away from that hill, hopefully. But we'll go back in as soon as we can, and as soon as we get a determination of what we can do on that, and put material back to where we can at least temporarily open back up the road till further permanent repairs can be made. The litter, that's all we've been doing is unstopping clogged drains for about the last 3 weeks. We had one on Simpson Road where another garbage can got sucked in, and just please keep your garbage cans. I mentioned this, I think, last meeting. Keep your garbage cans, pull them away from the road or places where the wind will blow it into the ditch, and that would help us a whole lot because it's very time. We work, half a day on it Friday, and we still haven't got it unclogged. So that's a very time-consuming process on some of these type clogs. So just keep that in mind, and we will be patching as soon as it gets weather to do that. That's it.
Thank you, sir. Doug, echo what everybody, thank you for stepping up. I think you'll find it's a extremely well-run organization from service operation standpoint and a financial standpoint. Great members of the board. Brandon's doing a great job from everything I hear from everybody, so thank you. Mr. Hudson, thank you. Really appreciate the stuff you and Corey do. Been doing it a long time, and everybody in Limestone County, like I said before, knows or listens to sick call.
Of course, I love to talk, but a humorous story. I was out at Limestone Chapel one afternoon, and a family member come in and was just irate and told 2 or 3 of the men standing there and said, "Why didn't you call me?" He said, "If you'd listened to sick call, I would."
I bet they do now.
Thank y'all very much.
Yes, sir.
We really appreciate it.
The honor was on our part. Thank you all for coming. With that, we will recess until 10 a.m. on Wednesday, March 14th, 2018, at the Washington Street Courthouse Annex at 310 West Washington Street, Athens, Alabama. Y'all have a great week.